Hello students, so let's continue with the unit 3, that is database concepts and MySQL. So today we will introduce with the second part of the unit, that is the SQL commands, and this is the practical approach of this chapter, students. So in this chapter or in this part of this unit, we will discuss about structured query language commands. Okay, so first of all we will introduce with the SQL. So the full form of the SQL is structured query language. It is a standard language that is developed and used for accessing and modifying relational databases. All of you are aware with the relational databases, the collection of records in tabular format. So if you want to access and if you want to modify the data from the relational databases, so SQL plays a role of interface, or we can say it is an interactive language. So the SQL language was originally developed at the IBM Research Lab in connection with the project developing a prototype for a relational database management system called System R. So we can say in short that SQL language was originally developed in the IBM Research Lab, and this is the result of the project, that the name of the project was System R in 1970s. SQL is being used by many database management systems. Some of them are as MySQL, PostgreSQL, Oracle, SQLite, Microsoft SQL Server, and according to the CBC curriculum, we will deeply study the MySQL software for the SQL commands. Now, after that, we will introduce with the software that we will use as a structured query language. So that's the MySQL. So MySQL is currently the most popular open source database software. All of you are aware with the term database software, the software that is used to manage the database. Okay, and what is open source? So the software that provides the source code openly and freely, that is known as the open source software. Okay, so MySQL is the most popular example of open source database software. It is a multi-user, multi-threaded DBMS, students. MySQL is especially popular on the web, and it is one of the parts of very popular LAMP platform, Linux, Apache, MySQL and PHP, or WIMP platform, Windows, Apache, MySQL and PHP. And MySQL was founded by Michael Widenius, Monty, David Exmark and Alan Larson in Sweden in year 1995. Okay, so before this slide we discussed about the SQL, that structured query language is developed in IBM lab in 1970s, and the example of SQL that we will use in our CBSE curriculum, MySQL, this was founded by Monty, David Exmark and Alan Larson in Sweden in year 1995. So after that, introduced with the MySQL, we will introduce with the features of the MySQL. What are the features of the MySQL? So the very first feature of the MySQL is open source and free of cost. Already I told you that MySQL is open source database software. So I told you that what is open source and free of cost. So the software that is freely downloaded from the internet, and the software whose source code is also openly and freely available, that's known as the open source and free of cost. So the most important feature of the MySQL software is that it is open source and free of cost. Portability, small enough in size to install and run it on any type of hardware and operating system. So MySQL is suitable for the different operating system like Linux, Microsoft Windows or Mac, etc. Or it is very small in size, so it is very easy to install and run it on any type of hardware supports. It provides security also. So its database are secured and protected with password, because the MySQL provides us a password facility. Every time when you will log in with this software, then it will demand for the passwords that you have to set during the installation time. Okay, so this password secure feature provides us the security. Connectivity, various application program interface are developed to connect it with many programming languages. Okay, so the connectivity with MySQL is very easy. So different types of programming languages provide MySQL as a database to store the databases. Okay, query language, it supports structured query language for handling databases, because by using the SQL or by using the structured query language, we can handle the database. So this MySQL supports the query language also. So this is a very important feature of the MySQL, because it supports the query language, so it is very easy to interact with the databases. So after that, we will discuss about the types of SQL commands. So students, first of all, you introduce with that what is SQL. Then after that, you will introduce with the example of the SQL structured query language. The software is MySQL, and after that we will introduce with the different types of SQL commands. So students, there are multiple types of SQL commands are available, and we will discuss about some commands. So DDL, it stands for data definition language. So to create database and table structure, commands like create, alter, drop, etc. So students, first of all, you know that in RDBMS is a relational database management system. So it means a software that is used to store the database in tabular format. Okay, so to create database or to create table or to delete database or to update the table, we have to use some commands, so that just like create command, alter command and drop command. So all these commands comes in the category of the data definition language, because these commands related to the structure of the database or the structure of the table. So these commands comes in the category of the data definition language, because by using these commands we define the table or we define the database structure. Now the next is the DML, that stands for data manipulation language. So after define the tables and database definition by using the create, alter or drop command, we have to require to manipulate the data. So records or rows related operations like select, insert, delete, update, etc. comes in the category of data manipulation language. Okay, so the commands that is used to manipulate the records, so that are select, insert, delete, update, and all these commands comes in the category of the data manipulation language. And the next is the DCL, that is data control language. So students, you know that it is a secure language and it provides the authorized connection. So we, according to us, we can assign the rights to persons. So to control the transactions, some commands like commit, rollback and save points are also provided to us, and these commands comes in the category of the data control languages. Okay, and transactional control languages that used to manipulate permission or access rights to the table, commands like grant, call and revoke, etc. So by using the grant command we can assign the right to anyone, and by using the revoke command we can cancel the right of that assigned person. Okay, so these two commands, grant and revoke, comes in the category of the transaction control language. But in our course only we will discuss in detail with the DDL and DML. So only we have to know that what are the data definition language command and what are the data manipulation language command, because according to the CBSE curriculum we will only study in detail with these two types of commands, DDL and DML. So after that we will discuss about the elements of MySQL. So before starting the work on MySQL, firstly we have to introduce with the some terms that is known as the main element of the MySQL, and these elements are, first of all we will introduce with the literal. So the variable that contains fixed value, fixed data type value, that is known as the literals, and literals may be of any type, whether it is of character type, whether it is of numeric type, or whether it is of text type. So the literal or the variable contains which type of value in itself, and that value is a fixed value. So this is known that type of literals. If the literal contain integer value in itself, then it's known as the integer literal, and if the literal contains the decimal value, then it will call the float literal, or we can say the decimal literal, and it will contain the character type value or text type value, then according to that type of literal is called. Okay, so literal, I will give the one example of the literal to you. Just like we know that the pi is a value 3.14. Pi has the variable that always contains 3.14 in itself. Okay, so 3.14 is a fixed value for the pi. Okay, so pi is a literal, and which type of literal? It is of decimal literal, or we can say it is of float literal, because it can contain some decimal fixed value in itself. Okay, now after that we will discuss about the data type. So data type indicates that before discussing the table or before defining the table structure, we have to define the column data type. And what is the data type? What type of information contains in the data type? So data type of the column tells us that which type of value this column contains in itself. Okay, if we assign the data type int to any column, then it means that column can contain only integer value in itself, and if we will allot the char data type of specific column, then it means that column can contain only the character type value in itself. So the which type of value a column can contain itself, that's known as the data type of that column. And after that we will discuss about the null. So null value, if a column in a row has no value, then column is said to be null, or we can say the empty cell of any table is known as the null cell. Okay, or we can say it contains the null value. And now after that we will talk about the comments. That's the fourth element of the MySQL. So what do you understand by the comments, students? So it is a text which does not execute. In any programming language or any query language, the text that is not the executable part, that's known as the comments. Okay, comments are used only for the documentation purpose, or only for the guiding the other person that which line is used to for what purpose. So three types of comments we can use in MySQL. So single line comment and multi-line comment. Okay, so to define the multi-line comment, we have to use the #*, and then we will write our multi-line comments, and we at last we will close the comment with star and hash. And for a single line comment, we have to start the hash, then single line comment only. We will leave that as it is. Okay, so these comes in the category of the comments that is not the executable part of the program or query language. If we will write any line before using the /* or hash, then that's known as a comment.